Pastry weekend. Hey everybody, my name is Lindsay and I'm with Perfectly Pastry. Who's Perfectly Pastry? We are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois. How are you doing? If you are watching me live, use a heart. Let me know you watch me live. If you're watching, if this is the first time you've ever caught me live, drop a number 1. Let me know it's actually the first time I've caught you live. And if you're watching me on replay, use hashtag replay. How are you doing? I was almost late. I have been sitting here for the last 10 minutes. I had everything typed up. All my cameras are ready. Everything's on. I'm just sitting, waiting, watching the clock. And I was like, I'll just scroll on Instagram. Right? Like that is probably the problem. I was like, I'll just scroll on Instagram. And then I came across this thing that is hashtags that are banned on Instagram. And they're common ones that people use that you would not think is banned, like Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know why Happy Thanksgiving is banned. It must have been overused. And so it got banned. Happy Valentine's Day. I use that one a lot at the holidays. So obviously I'm going to remember not to use that one because it is banned, but it was how to find banned hashtags. And then I was just not paying attention. And I was late. I was late even though I was literally here early. It happens. Yeah. Hi, you guys. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend. I did not hop on last week. My kiddos were home and we were running around just having family time. So I did not hop on and do a live, but I am this week here for you and they are still home with me. But we are not doing as much this week. We did most of our stuff last week and we were like, okay, we'll take a chill pill this week and not run around like crazy. So, they have all their gifts and stuff from Christmas that they've been playing with and obviously lots of chores because kids make lots of messes. Yes, they do. I want to remind everybody that we will have trays at the end of this week for last minute grab and goes for your New Year's parties. So if you're like, oh, I meant to grab something, I need to bring something, we'll have trays available with our delicious treats and you can take them and be the hit of the party at New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, I guess technically, or day, whichever one you're going to. I mean, I know that people get together on New Year's Eve and then sometimes they would have dinner New Year's Day. So there you go. I want to let everybody know that on Saturday, we will be closing at 12 p.m. on New Year's Eve. We are closed Sunday, New Year's Day, and Monday, but we're actually always closed Sunday and Monday. So we are actually closed both Sunday and Monday because those are days that we're typically closed. And then we are back open on Tuesday as usual, but we are going to have the shop close at 12 p.m. so that everybody can go home and spend time with the family and have a fun night. So I just was going to hop on here real quick and chit chat with you guys for a while since I didn't get on last week. And so I thought, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about Christmas presents, right? Yay. It's been a little different in our household this year. 2 of my children know the history of Christmas or the story behind Christmas or the magic behind Christmas or the secret of Christmas. I don't know what you want to call it, right? So 2 of my kids know the secret of Christmas. My third one does not. My middle child found out earlier this year. So this was her first Christmas knowing the secret. And when I first told her, she was completely devastated, crying, and was like, why did you not tell me? Now the magic is gone. I don't need to know. I would have been fine. And I'm like, honey, you're going to be going to middle school soon. You can't keep not knowing the secret, right? Because I don't know who's listening to this. So we'll keep it like that. And she was really upset. And we talked about it and we talked about the magic and what the whole point of it is. And we've spent a lot of time talking about it. We've gotten her really involved in the whole creation. I thought when it came time to put up the Christmas and stuff, she'd be very melancholy about it. She was not. So there was a competition about the best decorated houses. So she and my husband completely decorated the house. They made Christmas trees out of wood and painted them and put lights in them. And we did a projector outside for them. We didn't win the competition, but that was a lot of fun for her. We completely decorated the house. We have an elf. His name is Figgy. So she got to be involved in all of that. She did really great in the beginning and then fizzled out at the end. But the key to having an elf is to have older kids that can do the bidding for you. Then you don't have to do it. There is my new parenting hack. That's my holiday parenting hack for you. But we let her help wrap some presents and things like that and put them out. And then we talked about it the next day and she was like, I just want you to know that this was an absolutely amazing Christmas. She was like, knowing the secret has allowed me to appreciate like everything that I get, because I know like where it came from and like what went into getting it and what went into keeping it a secret and what went into like creating the magic for us all these years. So that was really sweet to hear from her. I was like, look at this 10-year-old over here. Like, I get it. She did a lot better than my eldest. My eldest kept trying to re-believe, and we'd be like, no, girl, no, listen to me now. No matter how much she like helped us, like she like if Figgy moved, she'd like, he moved. Nobody moved him. Honey, I told you how he moves. I told you. I told you the magic behind it. He didn't change. That's still the magic behind it. But yeah, no, my middle child, she like completely was like enthralled, like so in love with doing it, like keeping the secret and doing all of it. She even went and saw Santa and talked to him. Like, it went really well. I was really surprised. So I think it helps because there's still a younger one in the house that you're like creating magic for. So I'm a little nervous when my youngest finds out, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so it was really great. I wasn't sure how that was going to play out. And she was just like, yeah, this is like the best Christmas because I get it. Like I get what's happening and what's going on. And like, it makes me appreciate everything more. And I was like, thank you. Thank you, my love. Somebody appreciated me. And that did not go as well in my sister's household as it did in my household. My middle daughter and my youngest niece are 3 months apart. And so they both know. And my sister is like, it was not that smooth in our house. There were still some upset kiddos. I'm like, I'm so sorry it didn't work out for you like that. She was like, yeah, it did not. Her eldest like figured everything out on her own. So there was like no having to tell her or anything like that. Her youngest asked. And so my sister explained the situation and she was not thrilled about it. She was still not thrilled about it at Christmas time. It's okay. She's coping with it. Again, we have one other family member, right? My youngest daughter. So it was like getting my niece involved and like being excited about that kind of thing that kind of like helped smooth that over. It was so funny. She's so funny. Anyway, so I thought I would tell you guys about some of the gifts that I got for Christmas. My family was so amazing to me this year when it came to Christmas. My kids and my husband did a really great job. I got a Kindle Scribe. So I've been into journaling a lot more. So when I was younger, I did a lot of journaling. I dealt with some mental health issues, like some depression and stuff when I was younger in high school and stuff. And all the therapists and everybody were like, journal your thoughts, journal your thoughts. And I was like, okay, cool. So I journal my thoughts. And then I would be more depressed than when I started. I'd be like, all these negative thoughts. I'm like, I'm more sad than what I was before I started writing. Like, I don't like journaling. Stop asking me to do it. In recent times, I have started to understand the concept of journaling a lot more. I really got involved into listening to Amanda Frances. If you don't know who she is, I highly suggest you listen to her. I love Amanda Frances. But in doing so, I understand now what the whole, like, there's a whole second half to journaling. Like, you get your thoughts out and then you look at it and you're like, is that ultimately true? What could be a more true statement? Like, how can I see these things differently instead of just feeling so negative? Nobody got me to that point of journaling. And so it was always just like writing all these sad thoughts down and then like being upset when I was done. But in recent years, I've learned to like look at it and be like, is that ultimately true? Like, are you just being negative? Like, how can we look at this? And so I really enjoy journaling whenever I'm feeling super anxious. I've told you guys before, like I'm a super anxious person. So journaling allows me to like put things in perspective and like really truly think about it instead of just being like about things. And it could be anything. Like, it could be the way that I'm feeling. It could be something I'm anxious about. It could be something I'm angry about. I do it a lot when I'm angry. Be like, oh, okay, girl, rein that in. Like, do you really need to be that angry? Like, is it really worth being that angry? It's not. So I really like journaling, and I am terrible about journaling because I can never keep a journal around me. Like, my kids take it, I put it somewhere, I can't find it, and then I have like a stack of all these journals. I'm like, which one's mine? Which ones have the kids drawn on? My kiddo loves to draw in the car. And so sometimes when she's like, I need paper, I'm like, oh, okay, here's my new journal I just bought. And I'm like handing her my journal, right? So my husband bought me a Kindle Scribe. I love it. I love it. As a matter of fact, I used it during an interview. So I do interviews in the other job that I work at. And we do what's called top grading. It's a 2-hour long process. And I always have all these notes and they're all written all over the thing. And plus I really like hate wasting paper. I hate wasting paper. So I took my notes in my Kindle Scribe and I loved it. Like I love the feel of the pen, and all of that. Plus, I listen to books and I read books, so it is like a whole kit and caboodle for me. I love it. The other really awesome thing, I have been begging for a massage chair, begging, and my husband's like, who randomly buys massage chairs? And I'm like, I want a massage chair. And it was so funny because like I asked for it, I think it was like my birthday, Mother's Day, or whatever. And he was like, fine, I'll make a deal with you. If it pops up on the deal of the day at Best Buy, I'll buy it for you. Yeah, I totally manifested that. The next day it was on the deal of the day. He didn't buy it for me. The liar. I don't understand. I don't understand why he doesn't want to drop $2,000 for a massage chair. Like, what? And then I go home over the summer and I go and visit my aunt and I'm like complaining that my husband hasn't bought me this massage chair that I asked for. She has one. She has one of those zero gravity. You stick your arms in, and she was like, you want to check it out? I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So I use it and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. And then I like drop it for a little bit. And then I like mentioned it again to my husband as what I want for my gift. And he was like, you are not letting that go, are you? And I'm like, no, like I told you that's what I want. Like I wasn't joking. And he was like, oh, I am not buying. Okay, so if you don't know this about me, like I have been searching for a good pillow for 3 years now. I buy pillows and return them all the time because I cannot stand them. Or I have, honestly, sometimes I forget to return them. And I have like a stack of pillows that I don't use in my house because I can't. They hurt my neck. I'm old. I'm old and I cannot stand my pillows. And so my husband's like, I know what happens when I buy things for you. Like you think you want them and then you don't like them. And then you make me return them and purchase something different. And then you don't quite like that. He's like, I'm not sure that we can do that with a ginormous chair. And I was like, oh, he's right. Like, he's really right. Like, I am notorious for doing that. So I get it. I probably would. So he was like, if you can find an office chair, because I was like, can I have it as an office chair? He's like, you cannot. Try to write that off as a business expense. Nobody gets massage chairs for their office chair. He's like, if you can find an office chair, sure, we'll think about it. Okay, so then I was looking for office massage chairs, which by the way, they don't exist right now. They're just like vibrating on your back and stuff. And I want like the whole like knuckle massage chairs. But in doing so, I found ones that you can sit on your like chair. And I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So I actually found one that have like the little knuckly things that massage you, and it's great. I get it. I love it. But I'm not tall enough for it. This is why my husband did not buy me the chair to begin with. So I'm not tall enough for it. So like the neck massage is like right on the back of my head. And I'm like, oh, I don't really like it. I'm like, if I was just taller, because if I sit up super tall, then actually I had to like really lift myself up off the seat, and then it started to make my arms tight. It gets my shoulders. And I'm like, okay, there's gotta be something I can do. Because then I was like, well, maybe I'll just lay it on my bed and try that. And I was like, that's gonna hurt. That's a dumb idea. My husband had this great idea. So we have a zero gravity chair outside on our lanai. And he was like, let me bring it in. It folds up real easy. Like I can carry it around. It's not this big honking chair that I was going to make him carry up the stairs and put in my bedroom. And he was like, let's try that. So we put it on there and I'm able to scooch back just enough for it to really get my shoulders. Oh my goodness. I am in heaven. It was the perfect Christmas gift. It works. I don't have to have this big honking chair. I didn't have to drop $3,000 to get the chair I want. It's in a zero gravity chair because I happen to have one on my lanai that like lays back perfectly. It is the best Christmas gift I could ever ask for. I am so thankful. But my husband is right, because I was like, oh, I love it. But it doesn't get my shoulders like I want. He's like, I told you. And he was like, I don't know that any chair will do that for you, right? Because I am short. And it's not like you can go out and be like, I need a chair for a short person. So he was right. Go figure. Shh, don't tell him. All right. But he was right. I probably would have hated the actual chair and I would have invested all this money. And it's not like I could just ship it back to the store because they're heavy, and I would have made him carry it all the way up my stairs. He would have been very mad at me. But he found, and we found, I don't know, the perfect solution. And I absolutely love it. It works so great. My husband's so funny because he's actually not a fan of them typically. Like I always try to get him to go with me to get like his toes done, because I'm like, oh, I just love the chairs. And that's what I was trying to get him to understand why I love the chairs. And he was like, no. So the first day he's sitting on it, and he's like, oh, this is comfortable. I was like, you look so miserable. He was like, it is not comfortable. But now that we have it on the zero gravity chair, he was like, oh, this is actually really comfortable. I'm like, I told you. So it is a huge hit in our family. All because my husband was like, find it as an office chair. Challenge accepted. right? I don't like to be told no. I told you guys that before. No is not my thing. So I'll just find the workaround. I did, and it is great. So yeah, I was really excited. My Kindle Scribe works perfect. I love it. And now, it's one other thing I have to charge, and I'm not the greatest about charging things, but whatever, I'm trying to get better. But I love being able to write. So I journal, I take notes, like I do a lot of planning for the business, right? And I'm always like, I try to keep it on my phone in my notes, but then it's like so chaotic. Like I can't make heads or tails of what I was trying to get at. And so like my Kindle Scribe, like I can choose different templates. So sometimes I might want to draw like a thinking map, like with the circles and the legs and the arms. Sometimes I need it to be a list. Sometimes I need it to be to-dos. And so there's all these different options. So I really, really love it. So if you're like, oh, I was thinking about trying it, I highly suggest it. I love the way the pen writes. Like it writes really, really well. The only thing that I have to complain about, right? Because I got to complain, right? No. The only like downside that I see is every once in a while, I don't know if I just have a really heavy wrist when I'm writing and I like bump it and switch the page, and then I'm like randomly writing on a page and I have to go back. But other than that, like I love it. And I've been journaling more. I mean, I know I've probably been journaling more because I'm excited to use it, but I have been journaling more instead of just thinking it. I've been journaling it. And I really like that. So I have not, so it doesn't come with always, but it did come with, I think 4 free months of Kindle Unlimited, right? So I'm really excited. I'm like, cool, I'm going to like download a bunch of books and read them and listen to them. And now I've stalled out on indecision. I'm like, wait, what should I read next? I really need to finish the 2 books that I am reading. The holidays. It has to be the holidays. I haven't finished the book that I'm reading, Tools of Titan, which I absolutely love. I'm like halfway through. I don't know why I haven't finished it. Then I'm supposed to be finishing in the next week. Oh, actually I have until January 1st, to finish Atomic Habits, which I have like 3 chapters left. It's like, girl, just do it. And I am in a book club. Oh my goodness. And today is Wednesday. So we meet tomorrow. And I have like 7 hours left on my book. It's not a bad book. It's called From Scratch. It's not a bad book. It's just that I haven't gotten through the sad part of the book. So I'm struggling with reading it because it makes me sad. It's about this woman and her husband ends up getting cancer and passing away. And so I haven't gotten past the funeral parts because it's like gut wrenching, like it's sad to me. And I don't want to sit and think about that. Like, it like starts making you think about your own marriage and things. I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see if I finish it before book club tomorrow. It'll be the first time I didn't. I'm going to feel really bad. I don't like to quit books. I don't know. All right. So I have been babbling on and on, right? It's like, girl, really? You got on here just to talk about your Christmas gifts? I did. Yes, I did. All right. I'll stop talking about them. If you're watching this video on Facebook, you really should be liking and following us on Facebook. If you're watching this somewhere else, you should come and follow us on social media. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry. All the other ones we are at Perfectly Pastry. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful and safe holiday weekend again this weekend, and I will talk to you guys again next week. Bye.